Okay, welcome in, welcome in. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome. I see Simone Watchman is here. Thank you for coming in. And I see the Butt Files. Hey, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming. So today we're going to do a little bit of motivation, and I'm going to be doing some crafting. So the evil plan of the I Bring It Every Day channel is to do some positive things on social media, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm working on this. I gotta roll this into a ball, and I hope this works. I'm really having issues this morning, but I'm trying to roll this yarn into a ball to do this project. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I know you can't see it, but it's really hard to get the angle of this thing. But yeah, thank you so much. So anyway, welcome in. It's Motivation Monday, and the plan of the channel is to start the week off on a positive note. And let me see it now. Excuse the noise here. I'm going to pull this back just a little bit so you can sort of see. There we go. Make sure this gets in the shot. There we go. So I'm doing this project. I got this thing from Five Below, and I decided I was going to roll this into a ball first. They give you a little bit of yarn, and this is a knitting project. So sorry about the noise, but this is my noisy yarn winder here. And then I'm going to just get this into a ball, and hopefully that's not making people dizzy. And there we go. So Suzanne is there. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, so I'm doing this thing. It's a pizza. It's a pizza. Let me see if I can get this in here. It's a pizza. So you knit it, and it's two pieces, and we'll see what happens. I don't know how far I'll get, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, like I said, we want to make sure that we start the week off on a positive note. And I'm rolling this into a ball to keep this from exploding because it gets very tangled. I don't know if you've ever all the yarn people know if you don't sometimes if you don't roll stuff into a ball, it will get tangled. So let me see here. Hold on. Last piece here. Come on. But anyway, so it's Veterans Day. So I just want to say salute to the veterans and a Remembrance Day in other parts of the world. But the veterans, they they give their lives, to ensure freedom in the United States and other places. And hopefully, that will be. So if you see a veteran, thank them for their service. So I did roll that into a ball. It's done. Yay. But anyway, this is it. And I sort of came up with a, oh, you like the ASMR? And Susan Vincent's here. Hey, welcome in. Thank you so much. Oh, you like the ASMR? Yeah. So I rolled this into a ball because I know I got into trouble. Sometimes I hate rolling it into a ball because it just gets on my nerves. Because sometimes it can take a while, So, and then, when you're excited about jumping into a project. But anyway, this is a project, not that I'm sponsored, but this is from Five Below. And I got this in the Goodwill. So I guess somebody saw it and they said, ugh, this is annoying. I'm not going to do it. And I understand that. But what they do is they give you these are the instructions. They give you these tiny knitting needles. I don't know how they're going to work. And you get the stuffing and then all the little stuff that comes here. But that's the Goodwill sticker. And these are all the pieces here. So they give you these eyes to glue on. I'm probably not going to glue the eyes, but it's nice that they give you the instructions. So anyway, I'm going to do that while we're talking. But anyway, I was getting back to November. November is it's the 11th month of the year, according to this new calendar that we're in the Gregorian calendar. And but in the Julian calendar, November was the ninth month. I think it was the ninth month, or it may have been even the calendar before that, because the calendars are all solar or they're lunar. And there's a lot of different calendars that people use, but the bottom line is that November, because it's NOV, that means nine, believe it or not, and it's very interesting. But anyway, I was just thinking about that, like where does that name come from? So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I think that's long enough. I need to cast on 20 stitches. So I'm going to do that real quick. And then we'll go on to a little bit of motivation. So like I said, last week we did a little bit of affirmations. And the thing that was on my mind today was just to be encouraged. And oh yeah, and Simone Watchman, I saw your thing yesterday. It was pretty good. He did a sermon yesterday. It was interesting. Yeah. So, and I think it was, what was the title? It was, I guess, how do you, recover from like loss, or how do you recover from like negative things when negative things happens? And that's a life skill that everybody needs. You know what I'm saying? 7. Yep. I think I made this tail too long, but hopefully I have enough yarn. If I run out, I'm going to cry. I think I need 20 stitches. Hold on, let me see. I need 20, yeah, 20 stitches. Okay. But let's see, we got some people in here. Oh, Sonia's here and Laura's Block Ministries. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, so anyway, so I figured I'm going to do this really quick, and then, and we'll chit chat. But like I was just thinking about, every time, like, you need some encouragement when you're feeling low, and I think every week, even though your life goes on, on and on. But I swear, like Sunday night, Monday morning, you got to sort of get your act together and pull it together and go, okay, I'm ready to face the week. What can we do to stay encouraged? And maybe that's the question for everybody in the chat. What do you do to stay encouraged? Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to count these real quick. Oh, I have exactly 20. Oh, wow. It's funny how I can almost eyeball this. But anyway, thank you all so much for coming. Now, the next thing is, I think I just knit these straight across. Yeah, so this is amigurumi, but knit. Okay. Yep, yep, yep. How many rows do I do? So they give you the instructions here. So you do 20 stitches and you do 5 inches. Okay. So that's easy enough. All right now. Yeah, my tail is way too long. Well, hopefully I don't run out of yarn. I'll be sad. If I run out, you're gonna see me very sad. So, but anyway, but what do you do to stay encouraged? And the biggest thing for me is, uh, I'm always like a kind of a driven person, and I don't know what kind of person everybody is, but I was driven as a kid, as a child. I came out driven, and not everybody's driven. You know what I'm saying? But so I never needed anybody to tell me to keep going. But that's really it. You keep going, and it's good to have people around you that help you out, who give you positive feedback. And I think that's the beautiful thing about some of this community on YouTube is that people tend to, not saying that you should segregate yourself in groups, but people find their family. I call it family and I use it, you know, air quotes, but the people find their people on YouTube. And I think that's a good thing. It really is. So I'm just gonna just knit this while we're talking. Well, this is easy. Yeah. But I had to roll that into a ball. Like that was so bad. Yeah, it was little. This yarn that they give you is a little bit thin, and it's a little bit splitty. But there's that. But these are kind of cute, But I don't know if these are really for beginners. I mean, they teach you all the knitting steps, but I don't think it's really good for people who are new, in my opinion. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. See, I'm starting to split right there. Ooh, you watch it there. Okay, so there's 20 stitches. And I just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for 5 inches. But that's looking pretty good. All right, now I'm going to read the chat real quick. Let's see. Oh, thank you for watching, friend. Oh, no, dealing with disappointments. That's it. Thank you. I could not find the right word. And good to see you, Miss Sonia. Hopefully work's going well for you. Yeah, so, but yeah, it is, dealing with disappointment because not everything works out, so you really, and what you find is that a lot of times when things don't work out, it's usually for your better. At least I've noticed, for your betterment, and maybe you have something else down the pike that you're going to go with. You know what I mean? You're going to get led somewhere else. Yeah. See, and there's a split right there. See that split? See if I can fix that real quick. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And I can't think of any examples. It's really funny. What's a good example in my life where I've been pushed another direction? I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't really have an obvious one. But Just trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't have an obvious situation where it was like I failed at something and then I went another direction. Like some people do, and I've seen it happen to other people. But I don't know if any of you guys have a thing like that in your lifetime. But anyway, there's another row. We'll keep going. Let me see anything in the chat. I give God thanks for what I have and pray. Yeah, that helps. That really does. And Butter Boutique, welcome in. And then Sonia says, I keep going. And Renee says, knit on. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. So yeah, dealing with disappointment, it's hard. I think like the only thing I kind of remember uh that was a little bit of a pain for me. I remember I was running for this election. It was like in school. And now in hindsight, it was really interesting. I was so like bummed out about this election. There was like one of those student government things. And I won one. And then the following year, everybody was like, yeah, you should do it again. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I was sort of on the edge about it. And then they said, yeah, go ahead and do it. And then I looked like a complete fool because people turned on me. It was kind of interesting. So if you have a good year, you know what I mean? It's really interesting. So when you become somewhat successful, then people turn. And I was like, man, that's brutal. And I was like, really, I was a little bit broken up about it. And I was like, oh man, that's kind of interesting. But the good news was, well, the interesting thing was, I left my little small town where I grew up, and I never really looked back. And it's interesting. And those people that ended up winning and taking seizing power and all this craziness, like I don't even know what happened to them. They just like fell off the face of the earth. No clue. And everybody was just like, yeah, now we got these new people in. It's great. Yes, and everybody's saying hi. Oh, okay. Oh, this is nice. Okay. Oh, okay. Simone Watchman saying amen. And then Sonia says she does a vision board. Okay. With personal and professional goals to stay motivated. That's good. Now, what do you include? You said both, so it's personal and professional. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I have not done that lately. I did one so many years ago, and I don't even remember if it was useful for me or not. Now, have you hit some of your goal? Well, so the biggest thing I will tell you, the thing that in vision boards are kind of like a way to help you visualize it, but also it's a good way of writing it down, which I'm a big fan of. I always say write everything down because that really helps to get your mind focused. Like everything is focus, I think. And I feel bad for people who have ADHD or ADD because that's the one thing I always had focus. Like I said I'm very fortunate that way. But I can't even imagine what my life would be like if I didn't have focus. But I think writing it down, helps you. And it's a good way. Oops, here we go, splitting. And it's a good way to, like I said, visualize. But the vision board is great because you literally visualize everything. And I don't know, like, where do you get your photos, Sonia, if you're still here? Because I was just wondering, nowadays, remember in the old days when you can get a magazine and cut it out and take stuff? I thought that was really cool. You could take a magazine and cut it out and do that, but now there's not even that anymore. Hold on, I just lost a stitch here. Make sure I didn't lose this. Yeah, these things. I want to make sure I have 20 stitches here. There we go. Yeah, this yarn is very thin, and I don't know if you can see that, but it is super thin. But anyway, cool. Let me see what else. Yes, I include family vacations. I want to go. Oh, that's a good idea. Ooh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I like see, I haven't had a place I want to go. I kind of want to go to like Switzerland, not Switzerland. I want to go to Scotland, like where they have the sheep and check out the knitting. They have a lot of, knitters, they make the wool and all that in Scotland. I wouldn't mind checking that out and checking out the cows. I think that's the only place that I have a sort of a desire to go. But I think I lost my taste for travel many years ago, like a lot of people. 9/11 really put a damper on travel. And I feel so badly right now for those air traffic controllers because, they're not getting paid. And then I heard the flights are backed up. I don't know if anybody knows anybody who's been traveling, but I always wonder, when they said that they weren't going to pay the air traffic controllers, I kind of went, oh boy, those are the wrong people to not pay. You know what I mean? But anywho, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, safety, like air safety is like serious business, you know. But yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, but let's see what the chat's going to say. I'll show you where I got so far. Got this thing. Pull that down. There's a few rows there. Okay. Oh, Susan, yeah, you have to remain positive. Yeah, if it is for you, it will come. And faith has a lot to do with positivity. Nice. Renee wants to go to Scotland. And Sonia said, I use magazines or print them off the internet. Gotcha. Nice. Yes, that's pretty cool. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was thinking about that because I said to myself, like, "Ooh, I it used to be, we had a lot more paper. Like, have you noticed that we really don't have as much paper anymore? Like, I kind of miss the paper. I really enjoyed, doing the paper. I thought it was cool, but I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. But I guess you do. And I have to and see now. My printer. I haven't really been printing, and I was just thinking about that. Like I just, the last time I printed something, I think I did my tax return, last April, and I hope my ink didn't dry out because I haven't printed really since then. Yeah, it's interesting. You know what I mean? We unroll that there a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's good to know. Yeah, I know there's a lot of I forget what they call it, but like clip art and stuff like that you can get online. Used to be you could get that kind of stuff all the time. But I guess with AI you probably can. See, I haven't really played around with AI too much. But yeah, definitely faith, has grounds a lot of people. And I don't know how you guys feel about that. I mean, I know Simone Watchman, has pretty strong faith. Sounds like Sonia does. And yeah, so it's interesting. And Susan, you know, so it's interesting. Look at this splitting right there. I'm splitting everywhere here. This is what happens. All right, we'll keep going. There's another row. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Let's see. Oh, for the upcoming year, we want to buy another house as a vacation home. So hopefully it happens. Oh, good luck to you. I'm amazed. Yeah, that's great. And then Sonia said last year we wanted to buy a house and go to Utah, and we did complete it. Nice. So that really does work. Okay. Yeah. See, and that's what everybody says. If you write it down, it brings it more to focus. And then you always, go back and check and see how close you are. Like you have to say, like for buying a home, you always have to save the money and look for the place where you want to go and all that stuff. Yeah, so that takes a little bit of time to buy a house and stuff like that. Yeah, but that's cool. Congratulations. Yeah, we never did the vacation home. That's the thing my husband and I never did. But I think as he's gotten older, he's gotten more he's turned into a homebody. And I think he always was a homebody. So a vacation home. But I think I missed an opportunity years and years ago to buy a vacation home that was really reasonable. And I was trying to talk my family into it. And I couldn't get any of them to jump in. And now I'm sorry that we didn't do it. Because it was pretty close by. And it was in the, it was near the beach and everything, which I do enjoy. But we slept on the deal. And everybody's like, nah, I don't want to. And I went, no. But I just couldn't do it by myself. And I wasn't married at the time. I didn't wasn't partnered up. So, but I'll tell you, those things that, those opportunities that come by you have to really jump on them. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, like, you definitely You have to do it when you can. Yep. Like don't ever you know, let them go by because they never come back. At least that's my opinion. Let's see here. Hang on a second. Oh boy. My computer just went to sleep. Don't do that. Okay. Kelly, do you have one of those yarn ball holders? I have, you know what? I do have a small one. I have a tiny, tiny yarn bowl that, I got from my favorite place. Well, not my favorite place, but I got from the thrift store. And it was made by a potter. So it has this beautiful glaze on it. And I think I was using it as a thumbnail many, many times, but I haven't done that. Or do you mean the little thing that holds the ball over your shoulder? Or like it holds it up high? It's like a little wooden thing, if that's the thing you're talking about. But yeah, but I have a yarn bowl, which I swear I thought I was gonna use, but I never do. But it made a beautiful thumbnail. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I know. I'm a hot mess. Hot mess. But anyway, this is my. I'll tell you. This is my. I was thinking about the word. No, I was thinking about the word. The month of November is really like the month of gratitude, and so if you think about the word gratitude, and I did this really sloppy. I'll try to make this a little bit better. There we go. I'm going to do this better. So I was thinking about the word gratitude. I'll put this down for a second. So gratitude, because Thanksgiving, gratitude. Yeah. So that's so you have Thanksgiving is around the 25th or so of November, and so this is what I was thinking. So I was thinking so giving. Let's see. I was like real attitude, positive attitude. Did I spell that right? Attitude. Yep. Some days, you can't remember how to spell attitude. Let's see. Take action. Take action. Like never sit there and let things happen. You got to make. Sometimes you have to make things. Use your insight. So use your brain. You got to work that brain a little bit. You got to be thankful. Thankful. And you always have to have understanding. This is a long word. Understanding, of yourself and what is happening. You don't want to do anything blind. And then you want to be dedicated. Dedicated. Yep. And then, every day. There we go. Every day. Hopefully I spelled this correctly. But there we go. So that's the word that's what I came up with, gratitude. So I said, this is the month of giving. You have to keep it real. You have to have a positive attitude. You have to take action for all of the plans that you're making. You have to use your insight, for what you need to do when you need to adjust, and then be thankful. You have to be understanding. Let me see if I can squeeze that in there. Be dedicated every day. And that's my little mnemonic for this month. Yeah. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Let's see if I can do it. There he goes. It fits in the picture there. Yay. So that's what I was thinking about over the weekend. Just all the things that that kind of bring you to, November. And, we're getting close to the end of the year. And, and like I said, you can always make adjustments to your plans. It's never too late, right? And yeah, so there we go. I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to take a look at the chat real quick. Finish this row here. But anyway, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody for coming in. Thank you to the subscribers and the members on the channel. And everybody who's really been a support, because like I said, you can't do this stuff by yourself. No man is an island. Yep. So there it is. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, your laser broke. Oh, no. And oh, Rudy's here. Good to see you. And oh, Renee said, oh boy, let me go back. Hold on. Okay, so Sonia said we try to have some money saved up because when in case we see a good deal. That's good. My husband is really good at saving and managing our money. Awesome. That's a thing. You really need that. That's important. And Renee said, my goal is to save enough money to retire and not have to eat ramen for the rest of my life. Yeah, ramen is gross. I think. I mean, personally, I ate it a lot of it in college and I don't want to ever look at it again, but I understand that. And let's see, Rudy's here. Good to see you. And then Miguel is here. Hola. Who knows? And then Susan saying, I'll throw one in. I keep finding things, new things. I have a thrift store in my house. Oh, my sunflower squirreled many things away in her stash. Oh boy. Yeah. The thrift store is a blessing and a curse. Let me tell you. Um, I have gotten better. I can, my husband and I always like to go in and be nosy and see what we can find. But in fact, we went to one the other day and we walked two of them. We went to two of them. They're kind of right in a row. And we walked out, both of them without, we looked at a bunch of, oh, look at this fuzzy. We found a bunch of stuff, but we just kept moving. And the one thrift store by my house, like I'm not a big Christmas person, but they had these old vintage Christmas trees with the white, uh, fronds, on the tree or whatever, or the yeah, and I said, wow, those things. And they had a big one and a little one, and they had a bunch of Christmas trees. Some of them were still in the box, and some of them were, used. And I just thought it was so interesting that they had all this Christmas stuff that was actually a little bit fancier than usual. And but we walked right out of there. And I couldn't believe it. But I think we're at that point, where we're trying not to have a thrift store in the house. Yeah. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right now. But yeah, that's the deal. But yeah, oh, sunflower Ashley, that's so cute. Yeah, well, and it is, I mean, but the thing I will say about the thrift store is you can definitely spend less money because right now everything just seems very at least financially for a lot of people, it's kind of scary. So you really have to be, you have to be mindful of what you spend your money on. And you don't want to spend like I said, I think people buying Christmas stuff retail is crazy because these thrift stores have walls and walls and shelves of this stuff. You know what I mean? And you could donate your stuff and then completely redecorate with the stuff that they have, and most of it's gorgeous. Like it's amazing. But let's see. Yes. Um, yes. Oh, and then Simone Watchman said one of my autistic riders crickets in my car. Oh, crickets. Oh, like no talking. Yeah, that's funny. Or do you mean literally crickets, or you just mean no talking? Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. It's hard to it's hard to start a conversation. I think like when you're the driver, like a lot of times people don't want to talk. And I hate driving like when it's dead silent, but it is what it is. Yeah. But I listen to other people talk. Yeah, I usually listen to podcasts, when I'm driving, or like a little bit of NPR, but that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. So I think like I really think people should barter and share and trade and whatever, because I feel like you should just keep your money like right now until things calm down. You just have to. I don't know. It just seems very risky to buy anything heavy and expensive unless you have all that money. Like I wouldn't finance anything. I try not to. That's my whole thing. My husband and I went like 10 years without financing anything. Maybe it was more than that, but we it was a while, and people were like, "You don't want a credit card?" And I'm like, "Nope, we're good." We were just paying cash, and you don't want to sign up for that credit card? Nope, I'm good. Yeah, all those things. But yeah, managing your money is a big thing. And now you just don't have to spend as much. And the thing is, like I went to Aldi the other day, and that store was packed. When I tell you it was packed. So that tells me a lot that when discount stores are packed, that's really, for me, that's a barometer on what's happening in the real world with people. Like they're just trying to manage their money. Yeah. So it's interesting. But I don't know what you guys think of that, the gratitude thing. Yeah, and I think like I can't wait till, well, I don't know if I like Thanksgiving because it's like a family get together. But I used to love to cook all those meals, but now I'm not quite as excited about it. Oh, crochet. Oh, crochet's in your car. Okay. I got you. Oh, that's cool. Now what's she making? Wonder. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Like we're trying to keep the crochet and the knitting from dying. I don't think it is. I think it's really picking up and the younger people are doing it. And it's good. But I think it goes in waves. When I was really young it was popular, and then it sort of died off. And then I think the what's that called? The 2020 whatever, got more people, since people were indoors, they were doing more crafting, I think. Yeah. So it seems on the upswing, but then I saw somewhere, and I can't remember where it was. They said that really not that many people knit, which was interesting. I was not aware of that. So I didn't know. And there was a percentage. I don't know how they came up with these numbers, but they were saying like a few more people crochet, but the knitting was like single digits. It was like 9 or 10% maybe, and crochet was like in the 20s, if I remember correctly. But it was interesting. I went, huh, good to know. I mean, it was just curious, and I can't even remember what source that was, so I apologize. But I read a lot of random stuff all the time, so that explains, what I'm doing. See, I probably only have an inch or so. There's a little ruler in here. Let's see if I can show you. So there's a little ruler. So that's about 2 inches, maybe. Yeah, let me see. Yep, about 2 inches, 2.5. So I need 5. So I'm about halfway there. Let's see. Oh, we got Living Good Cooking. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Oh, that's M&T, right? Yeah. Nice. I see the hand pink waving. Hand pink waving. I like the hand pink waving. But you got me. My husband wanted beef stew. So I'm probably going to make that today. But I got the meat the other day, which was good. Yep. But I made tacos the one day with the meat. And they came out really well because it's funny. I accidentally dumped way too much seasoning, but they were really good. And I went, oh no, what have I done? And I just kind of left it. I was going to rinse it off and start again. And I went, but it actually turned out pretty well. Yeah. But that's my thing now. I'm trying my darndest to, eat as much at home as you can. Although I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if eating out sometimes is cheaper. It's like, it's weird, you know, because everything is so expensive right now, like especially meat, stuff like that. Yeah. So, but it's good. Yep. So there's another row. Gonna keep going. Keep going. Supposed to have 5 inches. And I don't know how far I'm going to get here, but we'll see. See if everybody's still chatting. Oops. On there. Yep. All right. But I thought this was cute. I don't know if I forgot to show the people that just came in, but this is what I'm making. And it's like a pumpkin pie with a little face on it and a little dollop of whipped cream. So this is from Five Below. Now I don't know if these kits are worth it, but They're really, really simple because you're just knitting or crocheting a square, which is not bad. Like I said, I can handle that. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. So hopefully, did you guys all have a good weekend? I did too much cleaning. That was no fun. And yeah, it was kind of brutal. The beef stew was so good. Same here. My husband asked me Mexican beef stew. Ooh, I bet that's good. Oh, making it with beef ribs. Ooh, that sounds good. Do you have snow? No snow, Renee. Oh, thank God. And yes, that does sound good. Mm. Oh, okay. And Samoan Watchman said, I haven't been this excited about Christmas in a long time. Started listening to Christmas music last week. What? My husband wants to uh freeze Mariah Carey in a somewhere. He said he just can't take it anymore, which I think is funny. Um, yeah, they play that song of hers. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. So much. But I do like the music. I enjoy the music. It's good. Yes. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, Christmas is interesting. Well, you have young children, so it's more exciting, I think. They still have the wonderment of life. And I don't know what us old farts, we're kind of like, eh. But I like the decorations. And see, for me, that's the biggest thing. Although I don't decorate, but I enjoy watching other people's decorations. And there are quite a few people. There were a lot of decorating channels on YouTube, and I sort of watch them and kind of go, "Well, that's cool." But will I do that? No. But I like the idea of it, and you go down like we had if in Philly, you can go downtown. It's really pretty. They do a lot of nice decorating, and a lot of the hotels and stuff have really nice decorations. So I like to look at that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. And then we have a little Christmas place around me that does. You can go well, actually, a couple places where you can go look at the decorations, and they do like outdoor stuff, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Um, Everybody's saying hi. Oh, beef ribs too. You have a video on both? What? Okay. M&T checking you out. Nice. All right. Yeah, she's okay, living and cooking. Nice. Christmas stresses me out, Renee. I know. I understand that. And oh, here's the Christmas countdown. See, Nightbot, I put this in there. Yeah, it's 1 month and 14 days, 13 hours, 28 minutes, and 30 seconds. What? Now I want to do a beef roast. I saw somebody's video. Yeah, that's really good. Oh, and then Samoan Watchman goes caroling at retirement homes. Good for you. That's cool. And the kids will, yeah, I think that's good for them. Because the old people are kind of lonely in those nursing homes. Yeah, that's good. And you could actually make them hats and stuff, or give them hats and little blankets. People enjoy that. Or the other thing, and I don't know. No, I don't have the little pattern for it, but they had a little thing where you could give them a pin. You could make a pin, like crochet a pin, like a wreath or a little tree. Put a pin on the back and give it to them so they could wear it, for the holiday, which I thought was cool. Yes, but yeah, little things you can do for people over the holidays, which is nice. But that is really funny. Um, but the beef roast, so standing rib roast. That's what my grandmother used to make, living and cooking. Yeah, so it's delicious. I don't know if you've ever had that one. Ooh, that's good. And what else? But yeah, she would do, during the regular year, she would do chuck roast and then standing rib roast for like Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's good. Mm-mm. But somebody was saying to make what is that called? The English thing. What is that roast called? Oh my goodness. The one with the hasty pudding. I forget what they call that roast, but people in England eat that. And that's what a lot of people make that. Yeah, which is interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of good food, and that's why I can't wait. Yeah, so sometimes I do. I'm a foodie, so I do enjoy the holiday eating. And you make mine with red wine. Ooh, Samoan Watchman. That sounds good. Oh yes. Oh, Susan, I got you. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for you. We understand that for sure. Yeah. So continued prayers for you and your family. You guys have been through a rough. That there's nothing you can do. You know. So that's going to be tough. You're going to have to really pray on that one. But yeah, it will be difficult. But you'll do special things for your granddaughter. That's good. Yes. Oh man. Okay, so Renee makes hers with red wine. Wow, that sounds good. Yeah, red wine is good. It's so good. It's useful with beef. If you like, if you eat anything with beef, yeah, red wine's good. And I like Merlot. That's my favorite. But a lot of people don't like it. Just me. Yeah. Uh huh. We're splitting right here. See if I can fix that. This happens. Yeah. Okay. A little bit of splitting. Let me see. Oh, KK Crochet dropping by to say hi at work. Thanks for stopping in. And then let's see. Living and Cooking says, I think I've got that one on too, or at least a short. Oh, certain times of the year you can get a good deal. Usually Easter rib roast. Yeah, those are good. Yeah, they're so good. The standing rib roast. And I cannot think of that English thing. Oh my gosh, it's going to drive me crazy. But okay, now I got to look it up. It's going to drive me insane. I'm trying to think of what it's called, but it's the one where you put it's like in this pouch of bread. It's kind of like not a breading, but it's in a little pouch, and they put the hasting pudding with it, and it's pretty decent. Like I've never made it, but those are those weird things that you make, for not weird, but the more exotic things you make for the holidays. And this year, I'm going to try to make a few baked goods because I enjoy doing that. I haven't been eating baked goods, but I do enjoy just making them. And I'm probably just going to give them away, just give them to other people. But we do, pies and cobbler and a few different cookies like sugar cookies and things like that. So I enjoy that. And I used to do that with the kids, and they enjoyed it, I think. It's just so nice to have something that you make with your own hands and you go, I did it. Yep. Let's see here. All right. Hello. But yeah, but anyway, give prayers out to Susan Vincent. She just lost her daughter, so she's gonna need some she's gonna need some extra prayers, yeah, this holiday season for sure. So very good. All right. So let me see if anybody said anything else. Sonia, I made cookies and pumpkin bread this weekend. What? At Yorkshire pudding. Thank you. That's what I needed, Renee. Thank you. And what did Samoan Watchman do? Oh, wine gives me gout. Oh yes. Yeah, that's a brutal. That's a shame because it's so good. But yeah, so stay away from that, Samoan Watchman. Yeah. And you have to watch the meat. You really have to watch your meat intake, I think, too. My grandparents had gout, and I'm not surprised because they ate all kinds of look at this splitting. They ate all kinds of stuff. They were not playing with their food. They were depression people, people who grew up in the depression, and they never forgot that. So they made up for what they weren't eating back then. And it cracked me up how obsessed with food they were. And they spent whatever it took to they didn't care. you know they never took vacations, but they spent a fortune on food, which I thought was funny. Yeah, let me see here. Finish this row. I'm gonna measure this just for funsies. I think I'm only about halfway, but we'll see how far I get. So anyway, I just want everybody to feel a little bit motivated, a little bit uplifted for the week. It's small. I wish I could do more, you know, and but we're gonna keep going. Keep going, keep going. Let's see. Oh, sorry to hear that, Susan. Yeah. Beef Wellington. Yes, that's it. Beef Wellington. Yeah, I was thinking beef Wellington. Yeah, that's it. Oh man. Yeah, and it has that little thing around it. And beef bourguignon is good. Yes, I enjoy that with the Yorkshire pudding. Yep. And Renee said I learned to make beef bourguignon in French Club. Made it that way since. Yeah, beef bourguignon is very, very good. And it's easy. And that's a lot easier than it sounds, right? And then okay, and then Laura's saying something got reported here last night from my super. There's a gas leak. Shut off, conserve hot water. Oh, and the windows are closed. Ooh, be careful. Yeah. Gas leaks are a little bit scary. And then Living Cooking said my kind of grandparents. Yeah. Yeah, they did not play. You know, they were like, one time I'll never forget, my grandfather bought a turkey that was like 20 something pounds. It was huge. We only had like 7 people, and I was like, my grandmother was like, "What are you trying to do? We're never gonna eat all this turkey." And oh my gosh, that turkey was like 6'5", 275. Was working out in the gym. I mean, I don't know what they gave this turkey. It was huge. It's the biggest turkey I think I ever saw. And I was just like, oh boy. But yeah, he was trying to like, I don't know, like gotta say, my turkey's bigger than yours. It's pretty funny. But anywho, craziness. Yes. Yes. And we got Kenneth Wilkinson. Good to see you. And good morning. Yeah, thanks for coming in. Yes, and your kind of grandparents. Yeah, that's funny. That is so funny. Yeah, they ate all kinds of stuff. And they did not play. They were just like, I need food. Give me as much food as possible. And they weren't heavy. Like they, you would think with the amount that we were eating that we all should have been fat, 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 fat. Nope. I think food was different back then. People just didn't get so heavy. Like now you eat one thing and you're like blowing up like a balloon. It's weird. All right, let me go back here. I'm going to measure. Okay. I need about another inch and I'm good. All right now. That's not bad. Yeah, I got to get to here about an inch and a half. I don't know if you can see. Let me pull this back a little bit. Yeah, about an inch. I need about this much. Okay, we're going. We're going to keep going. Yeah, as long as you guys want to hang out. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for coming in. And I wish I knew my dad. Oh, 1 hour turkey. Is that his recipe? 1 hour turkey, Simone? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh yeah, and thank you, Susan saying thank you. Yes. And let's see, Kenneth popped in. Thank you. And I wish okay. It was amazing. Okay. And then Renee said, I'm gonna try to find a smaller turkey. They're always too big. They are. They are big. Yeah. Have you ever seen a turkey like before cooking and before while they're still alive? They can be big. But I'll tell you this funny story. So I was driving. I was working in this company and I was in sales and I was driving. And I went by this farm and they had a bunch of turkeys and they were, real white feathers and everything. And I was like, "Whoa, wow, they're kind of big." And then I realized like Thanksgiving was coming up. And the guy, whoever the farmer was, had a trough full of food. I mean, it was like 6 inches deep, full of food. I mean, there was just feed in there. And I'm going, oh man, he's fattening them up. Because I knew what was going to happen, right? Don't you know, I came back a couple of weeks later, those turkeys were gone. And I went, oh man. And they were really pretty, but they were big. And they were just inhaling this food. And I thought, oh man, they have no idea what's going to happen. Yep. But I would have loved to find out like where he sold his turkeys or if I don't know what he did. I guess he sold them. Mm-mm. But they were big. And they looked pretty perky. You know, they were looking pretty good. But anyway, there's that. Keep going. Let me see the. Yes, we have a turkey in the backyard. More of a pet, really? Moist and huge. Oh, and Renee said, "Oh, okay." Sonia said, "I need to find a turkey to give away at a food bank." That's good. Yeah, can't afford one. Oh, yeah. What are they going for? Well, I heard that some of them. I heard that Aldi's had them for like 99 cents a pound. I don't know if you've heard that, but somebody told me. I want to say it was Jane. So I haven't been in Aldi for a couple of days, so I really wasn't looking at the meat. But they're getting a little bit cheaper because I noticed that the one year they had a bunch left over, Aldi, and hopefully they'll bring them down. They said that they're cheapest. I think this year they're cheaper than they were last year. And then Living Cookie saying, "Oh, the poor turkeys. Oh, yes, they can be mean. I had one that used to attack me on the farm." Renee saying, "I had to carry around a stick." Oh, yeah, they are a little crazy, aren't they? And then Renee said she's down 20 pounds. The holidays try to unwind that. Oh, good for you. Yeah, Renee's on her weight loss journey. Good for you. Yeah. I've been walking a lot. And my pants are getting loose. Everything's getting loose. So I guess that's good. But I have not weighed myself. I'm in denial. Yes. But the walking does help me, and for me that's the most I can do. Like I never was a runner or any of that crazy stuff that people do. But yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so you have a turkey as a pet. Interesting. But we have some wild turkeys in our area. I haven't seen them lately, but they come out every now and again. And then we have pheasants, which somebody accidentally hit one the other day. It's very sad. They're so pretty. And and then Living and Cooking is saying, "Oh, one of my chickens is the size of a turkey." That's what Samoan Watchman say. That's funny. And Living and Cooking said, "We had one like that, Renee. I was fed up with him. R.I.P. Oh, Lord. LOL. I think that one ended up in a pot, right? Oh, and it was your son's pet. What? That's interesting. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's weird. I'm afraid. Like we had chickens a while back. I'm still on the fence about getting them. We'll see. I'm kind of like I get emotionally attached, and that's the problem. So, and I think my husband did too, actually. But yeah, we missed the chickens. They were fun. I don't know if Miguel's still here. He does chickens. Yeah, that's cool. So living and cooking has chickens too. Chickens and turkey. Wow, that's great. See, the homesteading is smart. If you can get it going, man, I'm just afraid that I'm gonna, like I said, I'm emotionally attached, so I have to really calm myself down and stop doing that. Giving people names. It needs to be chickens and nothing else. No names. We were given names, so that's my fault. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see what's happening here. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do a few more rows. But let's see how are we doing on time. Ooh, 55 minutes. All right now. Yeah, my kids got emotionally attached too. Yes. Oh, and did you hear that? Did you know that Benjamin Franklin wanted a turkey to be our national bird? Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, so we're we're near Philly, and so we get all that Philly, yeah, anything Benjamin Franklin. Yeah, we know way too much about Benjamin Franklin. But yeah, he wanted the turkey because there were a lot of turkeys, running around. Because I think the eagle, there weren't that many eagles. I don't know if there were a lot of eagles back in the day. I don't know if anybody knows, but there were definitely more turkeys. And in fact, every now and again you see like a crew. I call it a crew. I don't know what they call it. There's I'm sure there's a term for it. A crew of turkeys, and they just pop out of nowhere, and you don't really hear them. Like you do. When you look at those farm videos and stuff, they're kind of loud and noisy. But like these wild ones, you don't really hear them. You know. So that is interesting. Turkeys. Yeah. But yeah, Benjamin Franklin, he invented, so he invented like a lot of stuff. But this one thing he invented, I wish I had a picture of it. But he invented this thing that you would attach to the top of the house so that you could see who was at your door. It was like a mirror, and you could be like on the third. It was like these were 3-story buildings, like the row houses in the Northeast. And he made this thing. They called it a busybody, where you could see like what the person's doing, or like who's at your door, so you sort of knew like what was happening. And I just said, "Oh, that was a really good idea," because like we lived in a house just like that. This is the other stuff they give you. I don't know if I showed this to you, the stuffing and the yarn. And then this is the little thing for the little piece of whipped cream at the top. But this gives you the little end. So you have to actually sew this piece on here to give the top of the pie crust. Yep. But anyway, but yeah, Benjamin Franklin. Yeah, we get all the trivia here. Yep. But that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I always thought like, see, and I don't know if you guys have seen like the state bird of Pennsylvania is this thing called the ruffed grouse. It is the ugliest bird ever. But I guess they must have had a lot of them here. I've never actually seen one, just only in pictures. But yeah, there's some weird stuff. But the turkey would have actually probably would have made sense since we eat, and we do eat a lot of turkey here. You know, yeah, it's funny. Let me see. Uh, and 2 ducks. What? You got 2 ducks? My son names most of them. See, you got to tell him to stop doing that. In Susan saying, I bought a turkey for 39 cents a pound at Safeway. See, that's good. I'll buy a couple more to donate. Second Harvest Food Bank. Oh, that's good. Yes. I love Second Harvest. Yeah, they're great. Yep, yep. Yeah, the food banks, I don't know. Like, we have a food bank, we have a church not far from our house. And I forget how often they have it, but usually it's off of a highway. So it just gets backed up with people in line. It's crazy. Yeah. So I want to see how that goes. You know what I mean? Like now that, the snap has been suspended or whatever. I don't know what the heck they're doing. But hopefully they'll get this thing back. Yeah, I guess it should be back pretty soon. But yeah, that's interesting. Now that they've had this but yeah, in the food banks, I heard they were, losing some of their funding, or that they were like cutting back. Oh, I have just a couple more rows. Okay. At least that's one section. Now I'm supposed to do another section here. I don't know. Probably not going to make it in an hour, but we'll see. But I'll have to come back and finish this. But this is cute. So if you get bored and you're at Five Below, and I'm not sponsored, but this is interesting. I said this was worth $3. I think at Five Below these were 5, but got this. Let me see if anybody's talking about Ben Franklin here. Let me see. um, we had 2 ducks named Pete and Repeat. That's very cute. Okay. In California is, let me see, I missed something. Oh, Renee's thing cut off. You had 2 ducks. There we go. Yeah, Pete and Repeat. That's cute. Yeah. So I don't know what the state bird of California is, but yeah, the ruffed grouse. If you look at it, it is hideous. Like we don't have pretty birds here. You know what I mean? In Pennsylvania. We usually get those pigeons and stuff. Ugh, yeah, they're kind of gross. But yeah, there's that. But anyway, I'll get back to the motivation. So I'm going to come back to this again. But like I said, try to remember this. The month of November is gratitude. And these are just some of the mnemonics that I was thinking about. Yeah, giving, real, positive attitude, take action, use your insight to make any adjustments and to see what's going on. Be thankful, be understanding. Let's see, be dedicated every day. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about every day. We got more splitting here. This is bad. But this is real life here with this knitting. Put that down there. But this is good. But anyway, this is this has been fun. And like I said, I really appreciate everybody, supporting me with the Motivation Monday. Because I know it's hard out here in the social media, as you know. And I'm just hoping that like most people can get together and you know, stop the division because it's really important. I really think we could do more if we work together, right? At least that's my opinion. Yes. Oh, the quail. Okay, is your state bird. Oh, interesting. Nice. I didn't know that. Yes, I'm learning some, yeah, some new things. Trying to think what else do we have here. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. The quail. So definitely edible birds. Not pretty either. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they're little. Like, oh, you know what? There's a guy. We have a guy that does quail eggs here at the farmers market, and they're small, and they give me the heebie-jeebies. And they've got like, it looks like a disease on the outside of the shell. It's got these like, looks like they took paintbrush and just put little splotches. Oh, the quail. All right. Well, I guess we're not winning in the bird. Yeah, the birds really are not pretty in the United States, are they? Not really. I mean, maybe like everybody knows the blue jay and the cardinal. And what's the other one? Blue jay, cardinal. Oh, like if you've seen the Baltimore Oriole, those are really pretty. But I have not seen one of those in years. They're kind of orange and black, kind of like the team. Or the team's orange and black like the Oriole. It's kind of pretty. But yeah, that's the only bird that I've seen that's kind of pretty. Yeah. Yep. That is so funny. But you guys, you're humoring me with your food, but that's good. But anyway, but Thanksgiving's coming up. Definitely hang out with the family. I mean, you got a couple weeks to get that together. You know, enjoy the food, but also enjoy the company and try to bond with your family if you can. If you don't do, I don't know, most people do, but if you aren't close, definitely reach out to those people that you haven't seen in a while. I'm going to measure this one more time. Getting there. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Ooh, still got about an inch. About an inch. About that much to go. Yeah, bond with the family, kind of revisit your faith. And it's hard. Like I said, life is not easy for a lot of people, right now. And definitely reach out to those people that you see, who might be because a lot of times people don't let you know if they're having any kind of a struggle. And sometimes just, saying hi, waving and that kind of stuff. Just little stuff like that lets people know that they're not alone out here. Because I think a lot of us sort of live our lives in a bubble, and you never know if someone's going through anything, that's brutal. So, just be mindful, of people. And it's interesting. So I'll tell you this story. I saw this video on YouTube where this guy was praying, and he was just kind of like randomly praying, and people were coming up to him and they were saying, "Shut up, be quiet, you're annoying," whatever. And he started praying, and this guy kind of came at him really crazy. And he said something like, "Can I pray for you?" And the guy said, "No, not really. I don't want any, I don't want anything, whatever." And then he goes, "Come on, I'm going to pray for you." And then he prayed with the guy, and the guy and he just kind of said something like, "Yeah, let's let's pray for some positive things to happen to this man. Hopefully the hate will flee from his heart and something." And then the guy just chilled out, like whatever he was dealing with, it just like poof went out of his body. And he was like, "Thank you, that was so beautiful." And I was like, "What in the world?" And I don't think it was a fake, like a lot of times you got to look at this social media stuff and you kind of think it's fake, but you could almost see the guy, whatever was in him came out. You know what I'm saying? And then, let me fix this. Oh, this is splitting. Don't split. There we go. Yeah, but he did. He just kind of went, yeah, let's hope that that he has, bring the positivity in, remove the hate, and that hate like fled from this guy's body. It's interesting. Yeah, so that stuff is real. Prayer is real. It can help. It does change things. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So let's see. I need to do some washing and catching up on the house. Yep, me too. And just hanging out and waking up. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Yep, Renee's here. And yep, to the Californians. We got a couple Californians. Yes. I love it. That's very good. All right. Well, listen, I think I made it to an hour. Yes, I did. A little over an hour. So listen, thank you so much. I'm gonna shut it down, and I'm gonna finish working on this thing, and I'll have to show my final steps on this. But this is pretty good. But anyway, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate the like I said, I'm always thankful and grateful, for support on the channel, and I'm glad you guys like to hang out. I really appreciate it, and for me too, it sort of gets my mindset straight too. Like it's not just me. It's just it's for I think everybody wins. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So make sure you guys have a great week. Be good people. You all are. But keep it going and definitely let other people see the love that you guys have, because I think that's what a lot of people need today. It's just a lot of sad, hateful, and it's kind of interesting. I don't know if people have seen true love and understanding. You know what I'm saying? But there it is. All right, now let's see. All right, so yep, I'm going to be doing the house as well. But I want to just say thank you so much. Peace and love. And yeah, this is good. This is wonderful. But we're working it. We're working it. Let me see. I'll say goodbye real quick. Hopefully, I don't look crazy. Okay, I'm good. Yay! All right, now. Well, thank you so much for coming in. We'll say peace and love, and take care of yourselves, and we'll be back soon. Okay, and we'll say peace and love with Drew. Take care.
When does she bring it? Every day.
Every day.
How often does she bring it? Every day.
Every day.
Knitting, crafting, singing, even crochet.
Every day.
When does she bring it?
Every
day. I bring it every day.
Every day.
Bring it every day.
Every day.
I bring it every day.
Every day.
Bring it every day. When does she bring it? Every day. How often does she bring it?
Every day.
Knitting, crafting, singing,
Every day.
crochet. When does she bring it?
Every day.
Cooking up something hot on Friday night. Come and stop by. I bring it every day.
Every day.
All right, now. So we'll see you soon, and peace and love. And let's make this week. Let's make this week go well. Yeah, let's do it. Take care. Bye bye. All right. There we go. Yes. All right.